play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew and Dave here from MiniWarGaming.com, and welcome to another episode of This Is Not a Test, our post-apocalyptic narrative campaign based on the game This Is Not a Test. Do not confuse it with, I don't know, the emergency broadcast symbol or signal that comes out on TVs like it used to, but whatever. And of course, a special thanks goes out to Joey, the creator of This Is Not a Test, for making such an awesome game, but also supporting us in this campaign. There's actually a coupon code that is given for you guys to get 10% off of any order of $50 or more on his online store. MWGTNT 2017 is the coupon code. Don't worry about remembering that. It'll be in the description. Also, big thanks goes to TT Combat for providing a lot of the terrain, and to Sirenscapes for creating the soundscape thing, which is awesome, and to Greenleaf Terrain for painting stuff, and Tenocity's Workshop, I think is what it's called, for the wrecked cars. And then there's all sorts of companies for the miniatures. We've got World End Publishing, we've got Brigade Miniatures, we've got Reaper, we've got Corvus Belli, we've got Brother Vinny. I'm going to forget some of them, of course.
Brother Vinny?
Yeah, that's actually the name.
Okay.
So, yeah. So there's a lot of companies that make these types of miniatures, and so you have to kind of cobble them together from a lot of different sources. And we've even used some Games Workshop miniatures too, because they're awesome, or some conversions from Games Workshop miniatures for our Dig-a-Knobs.
Yes.
Anyways, we're not going to spend a lot of time on the preamble today. We're just going to get right into the role-playing. Last we left off, Richard spotted off in the distance a caravan in trouble, and without even pausing to think about it, like, what kind of man does that? It's a man of action.
It's a man of action.
A man of decision and morals.
Yes.
And maybe just a little bit of bravado and foolishness.
Just a little bit.
And not even taking in the surroundings for charging in and realizing he's all by himself. Didn't even notice the kid.
No.
Until he was in the warehouse, and the kid's like, hello. He's like, whoa, whoa.
His perception had tunnel vision.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, rah, critical success. Can't see anything next to me. And the kid's just really good at sneaking up. He's a little guy, right?
He is it.
Yeah. You'd think that the woo of the train would give him away, but no. That just throws people off so much they don't even notice him there, because it's just like, what on earth could that possibly be?
Not a Molotov cocktail.
No, that's for sure. Yeah, don't kick over that train. And so you showed up and you kicked those raiders' butts, and you possibly, one thing we have to resolve before we get into the role playing that I forgot to, is a two-headed mutant had a light machine gun that I'm sure you'd like to scavenge.
Yes.
And so
I'm
Charlie,
doing that as per the suggestion of the Games Master.
yeah, well basically the way I'm doing it is any weapon that's a little more complicated, like obviously all the heavy weapons, like whatever, you can take as many of those as you want. They're worth next to nothing anyways, and pistols. But once we get to things like rifles or support weapons, then that's when you have to actually roll to see if the weapon is still functional. Because it did jam, right at the end there. And then you left all over the guy and just hacked him to pieces with Roy's big sword and the dog on him. So who knows what damage you did to it. So basically the way we do this is you take your best guy to do it, which is Charles. I like to call him Charlie. I don't know why I've stuck to Charlie. Chuck, yeah.
No, I hate that. Do not call me Chuck.
Do not call me Chuck.
Charlie I can accept, and Charles is...
Charlie's nice. His mother calls him Charlie. And so he can try to maintain it. So basically it's an intelligence test, and he's clever, so he gets a +2 to his intelligence. He can even roll this because he has the gunsmith and maintainer skill, but he'll need the intelligence roll. So he's got a medal of 6 and +2 intelligence, so give me a roll.
Don't roll a 1 is what you're saying.
Basically. A 6, you're good. So you scavenge it, and it is useful, and you've got some ammo for it as well. In fact, roll how much ammo you have. It's D6 +4. So you got 9 ammunition for it as well. So you can write it down in the notes. You forgot to get a pencil. We're just so excited to play that we forgot to get the stuff that we need to actually play. So do you have anybody in particular you think would like to carry a light machine gun? Obviously the kid is too small to do that.
Probably...
I apologize for any of this crinkling that you hear. It's just the table and I just can't fix it.
You know what, to be honest, it's probably going to have to be...
Willis? Yeah, he seems like the light machine gun kind of... Light
I know what you're
machine
saying.
gun kind of guy.
You said that rapid fire, I understand.
Yes, okay, so light machine gun, so why don't you give it to him then? I'll give you its stats. It's 36-inch range. It is strength 8, reliability 2. Two-handed, obviously.
Okay.
And unlike his rifle, he can't wield the light machine gun one-handed. It's just too heavy for that.
Okay, 36 in range, reliability 2. What else is there?
It's move or fire and burst.
Oh.
Yeah, well, anything that's like automatic weapons will have burst. Did you know a minigun has hail of lead and burst? For every action point you spend, you can fire it twice. Yeah, and it has burst, so you could fire it 6 times in one turn. It's only strength 6, and it's got a reliability of 3, so when that thing jams, you're not using it for a while. But it's pretty cool. So you're just like, give that thing high caliber ammunition, so it has strength 7 instead of 6. Oh boy, that's gonna churn him up like nothing else.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay, so he's got a light machine gun, and if you ever decide to sell it, it is worth 25 barter script, which is nice. But he always sell it half price, so it won't really be worth it.
Forget it.
Don't forget to mark down he has 9 ammunition for it. You actually have to.
Oh, that's what the other thing was. Yes.
Yeah, you have to maintain. You actually have to keep track of the ammo. You'll have to buy more ammo for it or scavenge more ammo. So if you find another light machine gun, even if you can't fix it, you might have some ammo with it at least.
Done.
Okay, so that takes care of a little bit of bookkeeping. So you can go back over there. Now, to the task at hand here, that you've got these people that you're then moving towards. So why don't you tell me what you're going to do? You've knocked out all the raiders. They've just basically gone down, and these guys are off not too far away. They're 50 yards away, hiding behind and tending to their wounded. So what would you like to do?
Before anyone gets a chance to do anything, Charles Wentworth takes the initiative here and goes forward.
Okay.
Okay. And he addresses the group. So, what is a bunch of...
Halt! Who goes there? Back away from our caravan!
You dare say back away when we are the ones who saved your lives?
I guess you don't look like a raider.
We definitely are not raiders, and the fact that you would even assume that in the same sentence is borderline offensive.
Well, your clothes are dirty. It was hard to see from a distance.
I don't have time to wash my clothes. Normally they're spick and span. So I suggest you lower your club and engage in gentleman conversation.
It's okay. It's okay. Back away from him, Malik. So the man with the top hat limps up, and he's being tended to by this guy right here with the missile launcher. He's bandaging him up, and you can see that he's taken a big wound, but not quite sure. It seems to be bleeding a lot, and he's tending to him a lot. So they came and helped. That's a rare thing in the wasteland. Let them talk. He appears to be bleeding a lot, though.
Mm-hmm. And okay, so Jerry comes up. Oh, I see you guys were under attack. I came a little late to the fight,
But he recognizes them. He sees a logo on one of their shirts. They're Biscuit Box Travelers.
Oh.
The Biscuit Box Caravan, and he knows them because they're famous caravanners all across the wasteland.
So he knows the company or knows them personally?
The company.
Biscuit Box. Oh, I know who you are. These are good guys. Lower your weapons.
And after a moment, the rest of them realize that they recognize the name too, because the traders that would come every once in a while to the settlement, they were typically Biscuit Box. That was the name of the company that would come.
He's happy to see them.
Yeah,
He thinks they might have some food for him.
maybe.
And so Richard BR comes forward.
Okay.
Step aside, Wentworth. So, food.
This guy looks like he's bleeding out, and this one's trying to bandage him, but it doesn't look like he's having much success.
So you got a guy who's bleeding out, almost dead. We have a medic. We can make a trade.
We can take care of ourselves.
I see that. That's why he's being tended to.
I don't think, Malik, that I've got this. That's a pretty big hole in his side.
Yo, Richard, why don't we just go ahead and have Betty patch up? Talk about Trey later. His life might be on the line here.
Beep, 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 bop, boop, beep, 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 beep. This thing seems a little damaged from the fight. Doesn't seem to be responding properly. The dog sniffs the scrapper. Nice doggy, nice doggy, nice doggy. And it just falls over.
Kenny, step aside, boy. All right, so Betty comes forward. All right, I don't care what anyone says. We got a man down, and we have someone who's an ally. So let me see what's going on here.
Okay, so you'd like to try to heal him?
Yep.
Roll for your medic skill, which is just metal. But you can use a part of your med kit if you like to give you a boost of +2.
Is the Medicare one use only?
No, but it's only got D3 uses once you roll D3.
You just made that up.
King's Master's Prerogative.
It's just got D3 use.
D3. 2 uses. Before you run out of supplies in it, you gotta fill it back up with bandages.
Okay, it has that many uses. I'll put that next to the med
Med kit right there.
kit.
Do you want to use one of those uses to give you a +2 bonus?
Nope.
No, just going to roll, see what you get. So 5 plus 4, 9. She doesn't seem to be able to bandage him up with just the cloths that Weston is using. And he winces in pain.
Those are soaking up
I
pretty
told
good.
you, she's not going to hurt. She's like 1,000,000 years old.
Well, she isn't quite 1,000,000 years. I've seen 1,000,000 years. That's not it. She's a young flower.
Okay, whoa, this is not looking good. We need to get some more supplies for Betty. So she can bandage that guy.
So do you want to try again with her med kit? He looks worse.
I see that you are prodding me to do so.
No, I'm just saying, he looks worse now. If you keep failing, then
he might die.
He might die.
And
He's bleeding pretty badly. Internally now.
And what, +2?
+2 if you use a part of your med kit. One of the uses of your med kit will give you +2.
Okay, that's very specific. Then yes, I'll do it.
Okay?
Okay. So I need a 3?
You just roll and tell me what you get.
Okay, fine.
You got a 9 in total. And now you got a 9 in total again. And so he is now in critical condition.
Oh. Whoa. We got a ruptured artery here. Whoa.
Blood's
Okay.
going everywhere.
I'm going to need a new
rest of the caravan
jacket
getting-
later. Oh, okay. All right.
One more try.
Hold still here, boy.
If you fail one more time, then he will die.
I'll use make it.
You'll use the rest of your
Please
med
make
kit?
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So +2. Oh, you failed again! How did you fail 3 times in a row?
Whoa, the sailor's down. This ship is going down. I'm sorry, boys.
Madeline, come here, Madeline. He calls over the sniper. She comes over. What is it? Make sure they make it to where they're going. It is our duty, and they saved us. And he dies. Everybody stands around solemnly. I can't believe we let her try. This freaking 90-year-old doesn't know how to bandage stupid mosquito bite, let alone a mortal wound like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Madeline seems to be the next in command, so she's able to talk to you. She's like, I'm sorry that you guys had to see that, but we are thankful for your aid in coming to rescue us. Unfortunately, it was a little too late. Isaiah has died. We were just the amount of raiders in this area has increased so much over the past couple months. In fact, I seem to recognize Jerry. Is that you, Jerry?
I am Jerry. Who are you? Who are you, Missy?
Well, I've traveled to your settlement once, about 6 months ago. I recognize your helmet.
Yeah.
You're always wearing that helmet.
Old boy is treating me well.
You guys are still alive. See, we thought you guys were all dead. For the past couple months, we haven't been able to get anywhere near your settlement. There's been way too much slaver and raider activity nearby, which is totally strange because there's not much out here for them to get access to. So we just haven't been able to get there.
It's gonna take more than a few raiders to take down this ship.
So where are you heading? What has happened?
Well, let me tell you. Step aside, Jerry. Let me tell you. We're on the trail. We're following some rats, some raiders. We're looking for our camp. We're looking for our settlement, in fact. Any information you have would be useful. We got families on the line here.
The only thing I can think of is there has been a lot more slaver activity in the Devil's Crotch. Wah, wah, wah.
That sounds humid.
It is pretty humid. It's pretty nasty there. So she points in the direction. She's like, there's a city near the more civilized part of the wasteland. You've traveled far away from that to start your settlement. It's called the Devil's Crotch. It's not a very nice place. It's one of the places that Galen would have wanted to avoid. But there has been more slaver activity there, and it is north of your current position. So putting 2 and 2 together, it seems like at least a good place to go and look for leads. And it's only a few days away.
Few days away.
Yeah, they don't know exactly how many because it just depends. Anywhere from 4 to 7 or 8. Just depends on the weather. Well, because it's the weather, right? You can have good weather, get there in 3 or 4 days. Or if you're fully stocked with provisions, maybe you can shave off a day. Bad weather, you want to spend time looking for provisions, you can look at a week just to get there.
And where are you guys headed off?
Well, I was on my last run, and these guys were heading just to the next settlement to the west, where they were going to do some trading. And if you want to trade with us, we actually have a few items, but unfortunately, we are down a man, and our scrap bot, if we don't repair it, we're going to have to return from whence we came. Does anybody here know how to repair a robot?
Question to the games master: does Wentworth know how to repair a robot?
He loves robots. That's one of his quirks.
Well, let me see here.
Hold on. Richard interrupts and says, wait. You don't just repair that. We trade.
Well, I see a robot there, and I want to fix his circuitry. You can't.
Well, hold on there. Hold on. Madeline speaks up. I have a good trade for you. I've been wanting to leave these guys, and as long as the scrap bot is functional, then I feel comfortable leaving them, and I would join you guys and escort you all the way up to Devil's Crotch. If you could use another gun, which looks like you could.
Well, I never thought I'd hear a lady say that sentence, but yeah, it sounds like a deal. Wentworth,
See if you can fix it.
fix it.
All right, intelligence test. He's clever.
All right, here. All right.
You put on doctor's gloves.
All right, Botty. I remember when I was a child, I dived into the circuitry of all sorts of things.
Oh, I see this is a scrap bot 1058. I fumbled, man!
Oh,
Why can't you fix anything? Oh, there's oil everywhere!
Oh, I'm gonna need a new shirt.
Well, I was going to give you 3 tries, but you only get 1 more now. That fumble counts as 2 fails. Just like the other guy, you had 3 tries. It's only fair that I give you 3 for this one. 4. Okay. You get it. You repair the damage that you just did, and now it's back to how bad it was before. So you get 1 more try. And if you fail it, that's it.
So it's not repaired, is what you're saying?
No, you've repaired the damage that you just caused.
That I just caused?
Yes. Okay. You basically it's only a 10 that you need to get, and you have an 8, 6 plus 2. So you just not fumble. There you go.
Woo!
Woo! And you grab some parts from a nearby.
Oh, joy! Oh.
There's a nearby car that you just yank out some wires from, and you're able to fix some of the parts there. And you pull out a spare battery, and you're able to reboot it. But you weren't able to repair its speech capacitor, so it's still just talking beeps and boops.
I'm afraid he cannot talk to you verbally. He can articulate in tone. Those that are tone deaf, you won't be able to understand them.
You want to see if you have anything to trade with them?
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to randomly generate some items that they have, and you can decide if you want to buy them or not. So first off, they have, oops, wrong page. Where are you? There we are. Roll 3d10. That's how much food they have to buy. So just roll 2 dice and then 1 more.
Oh, 3d10.
3d10.
Okay.
Go ahead. So far, 12, and roll 1 more. So they have 16 barter scripts worth of food and water that they can trade with you. 16. If you want to buy it, you got to buy it though. You understand?
Yeah, I have to
You've
spend...
got 30 something of
I
scrap.
have to spend scrap, 34 scrap to buy it.
And then what kind of weapons do they have? Well, they have 10 low-level items. They have got 5 normal items and 3 high-level items. But you do have to buy them. So let's see if I can get my item generator up here.
Why would I want to buy items? Oh, medkit,
Like weapons, like weapons. And
I think medkits are more...
okay, so let's start with the. What do you want to start? Low, normal, or high level? Let's do that.
Something where a Gatling gun isn't the first option because he won't give it to me.
I'll give it, anything that I roll here. I will give to you, but you have to buy it. So those.
Oh, give it to me when I don't have the money. I see.
Flamethrower, minigun, and a bayonet.
So there is a minigun.
Yeah, I told you there was.
Let's see how much.
Minigun is 25, but then you got and then it comes with basic ammo, D3 plus 2. You got to pay half its cost again to get more ammo. The flamethrower is 15 plus, and that comes with some ammo. And a bayonet is actually pretty cheap. It's only 4. The nice thing about a bayonet is you can fix it onto a rifle, and then you count as being equipped with a light weapon, even when you're holding a 2-handed weapon. So you can stick it on the end of your light machine gun, for example, and so you don't have to swap out to a knife to count as having a light weapon. It's only 4 barter script for that.
So I have enough to buy the minigun and the bayonet.
If that's what you buy. I can also generate the 5 normal items. So we got those. And we also have, up for grabs, primitive shield. Oh, a relic. We got to roll to see what kind of relic they have. So grab your D10. Just hold on 1 second. I think I have the tables right here. No, I don't. Okay, so that's fine. So we're going to flip open to the relics. And first off, I have to see what kind of relic it is. It's not going to be anything crazy like armor. It'll be either melee, ranged, or support, or grenade. So roll a d6 and tell me. Roll a d4 basically. Go ahead. It's a 5. Reroll it. I need a 1, 2, 3, or 4. 4. So it's relic grenades. Now roll a d4 or a d6 again. Just tell me if it's 4 plus or not.
It is.
So they have a stock of shrieker grenades. So these are small blasts, and they knock guys out rather than killing them. And they cost 15 for a stockpile of D3 plus 2 of them. So it's D3 plus 2. Go ahead and roll it. So there's 4 of them for 15 barter script.
Sounds very expensive.
Yeah, they knock out. So basically, if they hit,
Why would I want to just...
there might be missions where you need to take somebody alive. If you hit somebody with it, they have to take a survival test or go unconscious. So, and then once they're unconscious, they can't take any actions, but they can try to come back to consciousness.
But I really want a minigun.
You can buy the minigun if you want.
No, I can't. I can't buy that and that.
Well, you can't buy everything, and then there's 10 low-level items.
You give me too many options here.
Let's see what they have. Oh, more flamethrowers. We got some flashbangs, D6 flashbangs.
Poison vial.
Poison vial, so you can coat you can basically at the beginning of the game coat a light weapon with poison, and then it gains the poison attribute.
Coat a bullet with it?
No, it's like for weapons. A crossbow, bows, spears, muskets, compound bows. Nothing really interesting there.
No for that.
So what do you want? Do you want to buy anything?
Minigun.
So you want to buy any of their food? Minigun's 25.
How much is food?
They have up to 18 barter script worth of food. No, 16. But it costs 16, up to 16 barter script, as much as you want to spend.
Oh, so it's 1 per?
1 barter script per 1 barter script of food? Yeah.
Like 1 scrap per bar script?
Yeah. You don't have much money right
I
now.
want the bar! Well, you know what? The minigun will help me get more money and more food. That's the logic. But I need to buy bullets, don't I?
It comes with D3 plus 2 bullets.
That's it?
Well, D3 plus 2 shooting attacks.
So I can burst, and that counts. That only 1 counts as a burst.
No, every time you roll a range attack with it, that uses 1 of your ammo.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
This got nothing. This is
You'll be like,
useless.
excuse me.
Wow.
And then you're out.
Okay, well that's.
You can buy more ammunition, but it costs.
Okay, it's not fun just buying food.
Then don't buy food. Just
But I won't live.
Just hold on to your money.
These-
You got 3 days worth of food.
I will die with my money because I will have nothing to spend. Ah.
You remember you have 1 more person to feed now, so it's going to cost you 20 barter
Oh,
script of
come
food
on.
every day.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna buy all of the barter script.
Of food?
Yeah.
So 16. So subtract 16 from your scrap and add it to your food.
Okay. Yes. And so now I have some 8 to 18. Yeah, I have 18 scrap that I can buy stuff with. That
Yeah.
15 will be those knockout grenades.
You want to buy the shriekers?
The
They're called
shriekers.
So just put shriekers, and
they
there
come-
was 4 of them.
Shriekers? I think that's how you spell it.
Yeah. Do you want to give them to anybody?
Like a guy who's good at throwing stuff?
Like the kid who loves grenades?
That sounds like there's some empty spots on his train. So yes.
All right, so right there, shrieker times 4.
Actually, Rich is pretty good at range too.
Well, of course, there's better people than the kid, but the kid's the grenade guy, so
Yes.
you don't have to give it to him. You
I
can
don't
go
know
to
what I
wherever you
want
want.
to. Okay. All right.
Okay, so now that you're done trading, they go on their way, and we've got to add 1 more person to your roster. Her name is Madeline. Or Madeline. It's actually Madeline. Madeline Slayton. So you ready to add her?
Yeah. I'm gonna give
Times
3,
4.
and I'll give 1 to Richard.
Okay.
Okay.
Shrieker times 1. You put that in the skills on his equipment, but that's okay. We'll fix it after. We don't want to make
How is that a
everybody's watches.
skill?
No, right there you put in the skills rather than his equipment.
Yeah,
it's fine. Just leave it.
It should be equipment.
We'll write down her stats once we actually. Once
What's
she
her name
becomes
though?
permanent.
Madeline?
Madeline, yeah. Madelene. We'll get all the
Madeline?
stats later. We won't make everybody watch. Just put the stats down.
Da-da-da.
Madeline Slayton. Slayton. Okay. Are we all good?
Ah.
So you part ways. Madeline comes with you. She's happy to join you. She was kind of tired of
So
traveling the wastes with this biscuit box caravan.
Charles goes up to her and asks her, so you weren't actually traveling with them, you were escorting them? Do I understand correctly?
Well, no, I worked for them. It's just my contract was coming up, and I was getting tired of traveling the wastes all this time. So,
So you were an employee?
yeah, essentially. But my contract's expired, and my boss is dead. No thanks to you guys, but
My
it's okay.
condolences.
I don't blame you. You're not the one that put the big hole through his gut.
Well, we could always wait for you to bury him and have a ceremony.
Oh, they've already carried him away.
He's gone. He's long gone.
Yeah, they didn't just leave him. They carried him away.
Very sorry for your loss. I'm searching for my wife, and perhaps you can assist me in this matter.
Are you hitting on me?
I'm certainly not hitting on you.
But you just said you're searching for a wife.
I'm searching for my
And
wife.
you wondered if I can
and
hurt you.
I'm wondering if you could help me in this endeavor.
You want me to help you find a wife?
I want you to help me find my existing wife.
Like, as in your soulmate just waiting to become your wife?
I don't believe in soulmates.
I'm really not interested, I'm sorry.
Well,
What was your name again? Chuck?
It's certainly not Chuck. I would
I
not
overheard somebody calling you
respond-
Chuck.
I would certainly respond to Chuck.
Okay. All right, well, anyways, Chuck. Not interested.
You don't even understand. I'm afraid you don't understand what I'm saying.
Doesn't matter.
I'm not interested in
I am
anything that you think that I'm interested in.
Not interested.
You're not interested in
Okay, guys,
assisting
Devil's
me.
Crotch is that away. It's not getting any less crotchy. Let's head that way.
Ooh, it sounds like a bad place.
Yeah, what is a bad place?
Oh.
You're not going to like it.
Ooh.
But I'll get you at least as far as there.
I remember back in the day.
Oh, shut up, old man.
Whoa. You're just a flower with prickly thorns, aren't you?
Well, travel the waste as long as I have, and he'll gain an attitude too, old man.
So Beverly comes up to her, and he kind of opens his shirt a little bigger.
Oh, don't even try.
Oh.
I love how I get to play this part.
Can I walk beside you?
Oh, kid. Yeah. You're pretty cute.
He goes up to the other guy. He's like,
Beverly is very upset.
oh.
Stupid
What?
kid.
Oh, come on!
And you head north?
We all head north.
Okay. There's nothing left to scavenge.
Okay.
This place has been, there's nothing there. You've already got the stuff from the Raiders, you've already traded. And you head north. Wardrobe change! How do you like that? That's role playing for you. Yeah. Okay, so all done at the caravan. It's time to head
With the
back.
caravan?
With the caravan, with the biscuit box.
Oh, okay.
Caravan, remember the guys? And now you have Madeline as part of your group.
I remember.
Yeah. For us, I know for you just a second has passed, but it's been a day for us. Anyway, so we're going to continue traveling. So you're going to head off north towards the Devil's Crotch.
All right.
It's humid there. Remember?
Just a little bit. Make it a rash.
Rash. There's a,
Is that in the book, or did you make that up?
No, that's actually in there. Okay. That's actually part of I tried to use locations that were actually in This Is Not a Test, just because why not?
Why not?
Right? It's not like it's been overdone.
Right.
So, all right, so as you head out, it's a few days away. Like I said, we don't know exactly how many days. And as you head out on the first day, of course, you make camp for tonight because it's already been the day, and all this time with the Raiders and stuff has taken up a lot of time. So another nine barter script of food has to be eaten.
Okay.
So you have 57 right now, so that brings you down to...
No, I needed a plus. I just wrote this quick. So 57 plus 16 minus 9 is what is that?
So 60 minus 9 would be...
73,
7.
right? 73 minus 9.
9. So it would be 64.
4.
So 64. You got lots of food.
I don't have lots of food. I have Madeline now, and then I don't know where I'm getting more food, so I don't feel like I have a lot of food.
Oh, that's right. So take 2 more off of that because I forgot about
18.
Madeline.
18.
So you're actually down to 62 units of food.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's like 3 days.
Madeline's a big eater.
You're fine. Hey, would you just making fun of her weight?
Yes, the player, just the...
Yeah, because none of these guys dare do that. The omnipotent player did that as the one that could be like, whoop, okay, I'm over here. You're too small to actually shoot me.
Okay, Roy's walking. He's like, oh, I'm sorry, lass. You go first. You go first. Oh, Kenny. No, Kenny. You get out. Okay, we're just gonna stand here.
Yeah. Please maintain a radius of at least 5 meters. Because it smells.
And the kid's walking with her, right?
Yeah, that's right. Almost holding her hand. Just pretending to be younger than he is. All of a sudden, he's not a big man.
That's right.
It's really strange. Who knows? So, okay, so you're heading off the next day. Richard obviously is off in the front, so let's do a perception check for him. See if he notices anything. So he rolls an 8, which combined with your metal and your ranger skills means once again you do notice some bad weather is coming. This time, you rolled pretty high, so you can actually see it. It's just a regular sandstorm that's coming in. So it's off in the distance. So we're just going to start this a little quieter.
Hey, Richard.
There we are.
Well, what'd you see? Sand. Sandstorms are coming. How bad? What should we do? Hold down the fort? Set up tents?
He rolled high enough perception that I can tell you a bit about the storm, and he, being a ranger, will understand this. It's a bad storm, but these kind of sandstorms can last a while, and you can still technically travel through them. It just will slow you down. So it takes you a full day to do what you would normally do in half a day, essentially. So if you do decide to travel in it, it takes you longer, and you won't have time to do any scavenging while you're in the sandstorm. Now, alternatively, you can just make camp and not travel through it at all. Now, you might be thinking, well, what's the disadvantage to traveling through it? Well, there's always a chance you get lost, because it's hard to see where the sun is, and in this future, it's already hard to see where the sun is and be able to tell which way is north, west, south, east, and all that. But this will make it even harder. Now, Richard is a pretty good ranger, so he can usually tell, he has a good sense of direction, but it will require you to check for that.
Remind me where we're going. We're going north?
You're going north to Devil's Crotch.
Okay, and Madeline knows how to get there.
Well, yeah, she knows generally where it is, but in the middle of a storm, you're going to need a ranger to keep you going in the same direction. Have you ever tried to walk straight with no frame of reference? Like you end up going in circles.
You do go, miles long.
Yeah, like
circles.
Yeah, you just go in circles. So basically, if you go to the storm, you can make progress if he makes a check to keep them on task, and he'll have to actually stay with them. He can't just go ahead because then they don't know where he is.
And being him, he might just go ahead.
Yeah, but alternatively,
Okay.
you can just make camp and wait it out. But he knows that these storms, they can last half a day or they can last days. Because it's just a general sandstorm. It's not so bad. It's not like a hurricane is going through. It's like a bad, you can imagine like a really bad rainstorm, but instead of rain, it's sand. So you can't actually see very far. So, like bad fog. Think of it that way. You can travel in it, but it's going to slow you down because you can't go too fast because you can't see very far in front of you, and it's really easy to lose your sense of direction. So what would you like to do?
Hey, Richard. Hey, what you want to do? How much script do we have? We have enough to last maybe 3 days. Set up camp.
So you're going to wait it out. Okay. So you set up camp.
Yeah.
How long do you want to wait? As you set up camp, the sandstorm does come in.
We will wait a day.
So wait 1 day?
Yes.
Okay, because you can see if the sandstorm goes away,
Right.
and then make your decision about whether you'll keep waiting or
That's
not.
correct.
Yeah, there's no reason not to say, yeah, I'll wait a day. And
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll wait 3 days. Oh, the sandstorm was over.
Yeah, it was
2
gone
days
like
ago.
2.5 days ago. What are you waiting for?
So I will wait a day.
Okay, so you wait a day. So
Unless the sandstorm is over before that.
it does not get over in the first day, so eat 20 barter script worth of food. So you're down to 42. The next day, it seems to have lightened up a bit, but it's still there.
But not enough to be...
But the first day does seem to be the worst, so you would have had a pretty nasty negative modifier to actually stay on course. So as you step out, you realize, this is actually not as bad as the first day. So it might have been good that we camped that, because you might have gotten lost. But there's still going to be a chance that you'll get lost if you travel right now. But not as bad a chance as if you did it yesterday.
Hey, Richard. What you want to do? Doesn't seem to be bad right now. Pack up. We're moving.
Head north. Everybody gets out there. Sand getting everywhere. Sandstorm picks up a little bit. Like I said, it's not as bad as yesterday, but not as bad as horrible. It's still bad. Yeah, everybody's got the cloths over their mouths because it's hard to breathe otherwise. Kenny is not very happy. He's trying to hear. Yeah. And Charles is getting sand everywhere. In places he didn't even know existed. He now has sand.
Oh, delightful.
Geriatric doesn't seem to notice.
I've seen much worse. I can go through this. It's like nothing.
Madeline doesn't seem that bothered either. Like, she obviously doesn't like it. She's got her hood pulled up over her mouth. But she's gone through lots of these.
Oh, you're her.
No, you're her.
No. Okay.
She's your party now.
And she looks at Charles. She's like,
Hey, you swear that guy was raised like all sheltered and everything.
and Beverly goes like this with his shirt.
So it's just like written up to here now.
Yeah.
It stings at his abs.
And he looks down. He's like, oh, there's sand in his underwear. Oh, oh, come on!
It's not like anybody's changed any of their clothes for the past week at least now. All these days that you've been out. Okay, Richard has to make a ranger check. Roll a die, add your metal, tell me what you get. 5. So his metal is 7, so it brings you up to 12. Okay, so 5's not bad, 12's not bad. You don't get lost, but it's still slow going. And so it is going to cost you the full day to just do what you do in half a day. So you travel for the full day and make camp. So you eat another 20 hard script worth of food. But you have now made a day's journey. Because normally in a day you can do 2 days journey. Remember, because we basically did like half a day to do 1 day's journey. When I say something 6 days away, that's assuming that you're not pushing yourself to walk for 16 hours a day. It's like just normal paces. So yeah, you have made some progress, which is good. So you make camp for the day. Everybody's sheltering inside of their tents for the night. Off in the distance, you can hear some sort of growl. Just can't tell how far away it is. It might be as close as a couple hundred yards. Everybody's inside of their tents right now, though, just kind of weathering the storm. You just hear like this. And you hear like a higher pitched growl. Not too far away, but not like right outside your tents either. Yeah.
Kenny's hearing it.
Of course he is. Oh, other people can hear it too, except for Jerry. Jerry can't really hear much out of that helmet that he never takes off. You don't want to see what his hair looks like underneath that.
I ever tell you the time I had to shave my arms and legs? It's for a girl. She didn't believe in hair. That's where I'll end the story.
Good story. You want to do anything? Or are you just going to stay in your tents?
Richard, he pops out of the tent. He hears it.
A couple hundred yards to the west. He wants to go closer.
He walks towards it, and Willis notices that he goes up. And he's like, oh, he's going again. Yeah, who's coming with me? Come on.
So you're going to head over. So you're going to make lots of noise.
Maybe treat this like a scavenging for food?
No? Oh, no.
Okay.
So he wants to approach that? Sorry, so make a perception
He
test
wants
for him.
to approach that?
Well, he's heading towards the noise, so...
He wants to.
Give me a roll.
You want to roll, and you'll determine if it's successful or not?
Of course. That's what I do. Roll a 6. Okay. And roll one for Willis as well, because he's nearby.
Of course.
3. Okay.
Hey, Richard! Hey, Richard!
Okay, so Richard is ahead of him.
Okay.
And so as he approaches, he comes up to a little bit of a crest in the hill. And as he's going stealthily, he drops down, because he can see, now not just 50 yards away, this enormous beast with huge, deathly claws. And it's just looking around, has these 2 huge horns, and it's currently tearing apart what looks to be the remains of some sort of mutated cow. And it's, and you can hear another respond a couple hundred yards away. And just ripping it apart. And then Richard comes beside you and trips a little bit and lands.
You mean Willis?
Sorry, Willis comes beside you, and all of a sudden the beast looks, and it looks generally in your direction. But there's a lot of sand going around. Hold on, let's get back out in the sand here. And so I'm going to roll a check for it. Let's do an opposed check now. So you roll a die.
Yeah, here's it.
Oh, right, you got the black one. You roll a die, I'll roll the die.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, I roll a 9 and a 7. So hold on. I'm going to add it to Richard's medal, because obviously Richard is like pushing Willis down to try to keep him quiet.
Okay.
So tell me your number.
14.
14. Okay. You were the defender, so that's a tie. I got a 14 as well. So it looks around, sniffs the air, and then returns to eating the cow, or whatever the creature, cow-like creature is.
Are lucky. Stop following me all the time.
And then also you hear, And you can see another one of those creatures, just as big, approach you.
So a third one?
No, a second one. The one that was calling.
The other one, okay.
Yeah.
We will observe.
Okay. Just keep quiet the whole time.
Keep quiet for another moment.
So the second one comes up. Winds pick up a little bit. Not too bad, though. And it goes over, and it comes next to the mutated cow. It's got like 3 heads. Just get more meat for them to eat. And it starts to reach down, and the one death claw kind of punches them away. Sorry, thing with the deathly claws.
The death claw.
The deathly claw guy. Kind of pushes them away, and it's like, "Arr, arr." And then they both just start to eat it and just tear it apart.
So as they do that, Richard slowly backs away and grabs Willis. We're gonna make our way back.
Well, one more test. 7. Okay, you're good. So you get away without them noticing you. And you head back to your camp.
Did Richard notice anything in that area that would have been good to scavenge?
Not really. It's kind of more like a desolate area. There's like some old trees and there's brush everywhere.
Okay.
It looked like there was a couple carcasses of those animals, but the other ones were already fully devoured, so this is the last one that they were devouring.
Okay.
So you're back inside of your tents? Or what are you doing?
Hey, Richard, what'd you think? What do you want to do?
Pack up. We're leaving.
So you're going to go do some night traveling then?
And then Jerry comes over.
You boys going? Shut up!
So you want to do some night traveling? Try to get away from this area?
Do I want to do some night traveling?
It's nighttime right now. He noticed it at night. Do you want to just... You can bunker down and hope that they don't notice your camp, which is only a couple hundred yards away. The winds are probably the only thing right now the winds are blowing in a westerly in an easterly direction. So from them to you. So your scent is going to be carried down that way. But in these sandstorms, winds can shift.
We will pack up and start night traveling.
So night traveling it is.
Yes.
You don't want to stick around and fight a couple of these beasts?
Not really.
Oh, you don't think you could take them?
I don't think they can all take them.
Without losing
I'm
half the
thinking
team?
half my team would die.
It's wise. I'll just put it that way. It's wise.
If there was only one, I was like, yeah, let's go. Oh, crap.
Yeah, let's
there's
hunt it,
another one.
right? Get some sort of prize hide from it.
That'd be amazing, all on one, but no, there's 2. That's too many.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's smart. Even one would have been a challenge. Okay, so you pack up quietly and hastily, quashing any fires that you had made or anything that would leave smells. Except, Roy, unfortunately, does leave a trail of follow me to anything. Or stay away from me because they're like, oh, I don't want to eat that. Okay, so you pack up and you start heading out. So how far do you want to travel? You want to travel throughout the night, or do you just want to try to get as far away from that area as you can? What would you like to do?
Well, we only have enough script left for another day of travel, which means another 2 days.
No, 1 day. Or 2 days if it's clear.
Oh, okay. So another.
So basically you have one more, I know it's kind of, I shouldn't have used that kind of terminology.
I know, that was very confusing.
Yeah,
okay,
it should be like it's 3 days away, or you can spend a half day of travel and it can become 6 days because you're doing half a day of travel each day, rather than being like it's 6 days away and each day you can do 2 days of travel. That was a dumb idea, I'm sorry. Okay, so we're going to adjust it from here on in.
Okay, so what does it mean?
So every day you can go 1 day's worth of travel.
Yes.
Or you can spend half a day's of travel and then the other half to do scavenging. That's going to be the normal default. So that'll be easier to remember.
Okay.
So now the Devil's Crotch isn't 4 to 8 days away. It's like 2 to 4 days away if you travel. But now it's only like 1 to 3 days away-ish because you've already traveled a day.
Oh.
So you're good?
1 to 3.
So throughout the night, do you want to just travel an hour just to get away from them? Hopefully that's far enough and it doesn't happen to be the direction that they're traveling. Or do you want to go throughout the whole night and it's sandstorm and it's nighttime?
I'm not sure which one you're thinking I should do more.
I am not.
You're giving me the options, and one looks like it's better, but one doesn't look like it's better.
Because it's always related to dice rolls.
I know.
Don't think I'm trying to lead you to something.
It doesn't feel like it.
You travel. I'm giving you a couple options, or if you want to come up with a new option, that's fine. You can travel. I'm suggesting that you decide between traveling just far enough to get away from what you hope is far enough away from them, because they have pretty large territories.
I don't know if it is going to be far enough away.
Exactly.
You travel an hour and then waste it because they're going to get me anyway.
But if you travel throughout the night, you could circle around and just walk right back into them.
I know,
too.
that's the problem too. It's just, Okay, I'll travel an hour.
Just an hour.
Just an hour.
Okay, so just do a quick check. Roll a die and tell me what you roll. Okay, you rolled a 5. You're fine. So you get away from them, and they don't happen to follow you.
Okay.
I just didn't want to see a fumble. If you saw a fumble, they'd happen to follow you. You weren't even doing a check for anybody in particular. So you don't really get lost, because even if you head the wrong direction, which is probably what you probably wouldn't want to head directly east, because they were west of you.
Yeah.
It's like, it's okay, we're just going to travel an hour east. Like, who cares if that's the wrong direction?
It's away from
Better than being eaten by a couple of things with deathly claws. I don't even know what they're called. Okay, so you escaped that danger.
Okay.
All right, I was prepared to do an encounter with that.
I'm sure you were.
But I was also prepared to not do an encounter with that if that was necessary. It's not even the encounter that was the encounter for the day.
I assumed that it wasn't.
Okay, so you wake up the next morning. Not as much sleep as you would have liked, but enough. And the sandstorm has gone down, and it's relatively clear out. So that's nice for a change.
That was Beverly.
Okay.
Okay, so Richard gets up, and he looks around, and he says, "We need food."
Eat your breakfast. Oh, no, I'm not saying that you have to take it off.
Oh, okay,
We take it off halfway through the day. Like, you do eat breakfast, but we only track the food
Okay.
midday and at the end of the day.
So he's going off.
So he wants to go scavenging?
Yeah, and so Will is like,
Now,
well,
you have traveled an hour, so one thing I might suggest that might come to Richard's mind is to scout out the area around, 20-minute radius around first. Just because you have no idea where you are. You've traveled for 2 days in a sandstorm. You think you've gone in the right direction, and you have this feeling that you've been going in the right direction, but then you headed out in the nighttime for an hour in some other direction, so you really have no idea what your surroundings are like.
Madeline is going to go with him,
Okay?
not at Richard's request, but because she feels that it's good that she does, because
She feels like she's a ranger, even though she's not really.
she feels like she can help him.
Being a sniper makes you feel like you're good at sneaking, even though it's just because she's so far away from things they never hear her.
Yeah.
So she
So they're
confuses
gonna
the
go
two.
Scout out the area.
Okay, so do a perception check for Richard. All right, so not too far away, about within that 20-minute radius, there is what looks like the remains of a town. And just from a distance, not going in there by yourselves, at least at this point, it looks deserted. So, but it's a large area, large town that you haven't been to, so it seems like a prime place to actually bring the whole group and go scavenging. Because you've already done your camping, right? So you can actually take your whole group through there and see what you can find.
Okay.
Is that
Well,
what you want to do?
yes.
Okay, or he can go in by himself.
Not this time. Not because he's afraid, but because of greed. There might be able to find more things.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like, okay, look, he can make out like an old gas station. He can see a grocery store. He can see some mechanic shops. Like, it's a good place for looting. And since they're in the middle of nowhere, they're like between, like the Devil's Crotch is a location on the edge of nowhere. And also on the edge of civilization. It's like on the edge of the civilized space. So the fact that they're still that far away from it means that you're in the middle of nowhere, which means that it's more likely to find stuff to scavenge.
Yeah.
Because there's less people here.
Yeah.
There's also more likely to find danger because there's less people here to kind of keep it clear. But you have to deal with that. If you want more food, then you want more food, right?
Yeah.
And you're down to only 1 day's worth of food. So everybody's going to head into there?
Everyone got it.
Okay. So as you head towards the town, everything is eerily silent. After a sandstorm for 2 days, and you're just used to the constant noise, everything's just quiet here. You don't even hear any animals, like no birds, no insects. It's just quiet. And as you enter the town, there's a sign that says "Welcome to." The town name is just totally scratched out. You're not able to see what the name of the town ever was. But right next to the entrance, there is a stack of filing cabinets, about 15 feet high. Just filing cabinet stacked on top of another filing cabinet, stacked on top of another filing cabinet. But 3 filing cabinets stacked up, and then a 4th one placed on its side, so it forms like a big T. That's the first thing you see as you enter the village. So, I'm just gonna carry on. And what do you want to do? I'm not going to force you through a path in this village. You're going to have to
Richard will try to perceive more information.
from the filing cabinets.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, roll a die. You roll 2. They are white and dirty, and they're made of metal. And they're like those 3-drawer filing cabinets.
Jerry. No, that doesn't help him, right? Resourceful? That's when he's talking to people?
No, that's when he's out scavenging. He he finds more stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Well, he continues walking through
Okay.
into the ghost town.
Just gonna pass right by that thing and just keep going. Okay.
Oh, wait, hold on.
No, I'm not trying to give you hints what to do. I'm just trying to give us context of where you are. So you're just walking by.
He goes into the filing cabinet.
So you're gonna open the filing cabinet?
Yes.
Okay. So you open up the filing cabinet. It's very rusty, so you actually have to kind of give it a go, and the whole thing kind of shakes, and you're a little worried about just falling on you. Not even sure how somebody got it up there to begin with. You managed to open it up. Inside of the drawer that you open up are files. And they're all just waterlogged and wrecked. You can't even read them, but as you open them up, you see some making mention to some sort of lawyer's cases. So maybe this was a filing cabinet from a lawyer's office. You want to open up another drawer?
He will open up every drawer that he can reach.
Okay. You open up the next drawer. It's also rusted shut, and in fact, the top one's actually locked, and so he has to like break the lock. And then he yanks it open, and inside of that one are also files. The bottom one is different. You open that one up, and it actually opens right up, no resistance, but it's empty. And then the last one you can reach is the fourth one up, like the first one on the next one. And you open that one up, and you have to like yank it out, but it's also empty.
Okay, he continues.
I don't know what you thought you were going to find in filing cabinets.
Well, I don't know
What are you
anything,
thinking?
anywhere.
You're playing some sort of video game where there just happens to be ammo lying around or med packs.
Who knows?
It's like, oh, a hot dog. No, I mean, you're healed. This isn't Skyrim, man. You don't just find random stuff in barrels. This is real life.
Okay, if you say so.
Okay, so you head into this town, and like I said before, it's very quiet. And just you're kind of creeped out by how quiet it is, because you're used to at least hearing something, right? It's just some sort of noise, just maybe a dog barking off in the distance, or some birds fluttering around, or even mice or rats. But it seems to be devoid of all of that, and it just feels. There's not even any wind. Like there's no music I could possibly play or sound I could play on here because there is no sound. It is just that quiet. So as you're kind of just walking through, everybody's very quiet. They don't feel like talking to each other, except for Jerry. Every once in a while, he just kind of babbles out, and it really echoes throughout the whole place. But then he stops. He never seems to be able to finish a sentence because it just feels weird to break that wall of silence. As you're going along, the first building of interest, because there's a lot of these buildings, but a lot of them are rotted or collapsed. But the first building of interest you can see, and you can't read the signage anymore, but it has like a musical note. That's about the only thing that you can make out in the signage. So that's the first building that looks like it might be of interest. Do you want to go in or do you want to carry on?
I will go in.
You go in? Okay. So who's going in?
Richard.
Richard? Okay, so he's kind of ahead
And
of the
Roy.
group. And Roy. Richard and Roy, and the dog, obviously. Kenny is kind of...
Yeah.
And Kenny's even quiet. He like whimpers every once in a while, but even that kind of stifles because it just feels weird to break that silence. It's like he's in some sort of like sensory deprivation room. It just feels weird to actually make any sound. So he goes in, and this appears to be some sort of like pre-war relic area for music, because you find music and they're on these weird circular things that are flat and kind of shiny, except for the ones that are broken or scratched up. And there's tons of these, hundreds, if maybe even thousands, just all around. Some of them are strewed all over the floor, so you're kind of walking on them and breaking them. Some of them are still up on the shelves, and the place is a mess. It's obviously there's been people in here at least at some point, because stuff is strewn everywhere. And you find all these, but the one thing you notice is that there's all these different music type, like the things that hold music, but there's nothing in there that could possibly play any of the music. You even find some like these really large discs that kind of go when you run your fingernail over it, and these other ones that you can like pull out this weird brown tape kind of looking thing, and you're like, it's not even useful as a rope. It just snaps like nothing. There's no use for it. But once again, you find nothing that you could actually put any of these in. No music players, just music storage containers, and that's all you find.
Okay, we get out.
All right. Okay. And you've really thoroughly searched the place too. You found a couple. I guess you found a few like old relic money, but they're all like water broken. Like
It's pre-war money?
Yeah, it's like pre-war money, exactly. Yeah, essentially. It's like this weird paper money. Nobody knows even what that's like. Okay, so you're there. So as you're continuing down, you start to notice there are scratches kind of all over the place. So do a quick perception check. You choose somebody and have them do a perception check. I don't care who.
Oh, Willis.
Willis? All right, go ahead.
Why did I say Willis? I meant Richard.
All right, Richard. Rolls a 5, so that gives you up to a 12. And, all right, so he just sees them as scratches. I'll let you do one more with Charles, because he's pretty smart. Let's do an intelligence test with him. And is that cocked? No, that's a fumble. All right, he doesn't really see anything other than the fact that they're scratches as well. In fact, he barely even notices them. He's like, whatever, in fact, as he's going along and looking at the scratches, all of a sudden he looks down and he sees a box. And this box is water damaged as well, so you can only read part of it. But the box is unopened, but on the half of it, it says laser.
Oh, what's we got here?
So it kind of like
inside the box.
So he like tries to open it, but it's just like, like a really wet cardboard box. Just peels off. As he peels it off, it's inside. There's this plastic bubble wrap around something inside that feels really heavy. So you want to take the bubble wrap off?
Yes.
All right. So he takes the bubble wrap and pop, pop. There's a couple little pops there, and he pulls it out, and he pulls out a printer. It's a laser printer. So he doesn't really have any use for that.
Can't use any parchment.
Not really. What would you use from a laser printer? I don't know.
I don't know.
The laser is not very powerful. You can like shine it in people's eyes, if it even works that way, which I don't think
Blind
it does.
death claw?
Yeah, maybe. There's no death claws here. There's things with deathly claws.
Okay.
You're thinking of a different universe.
I must be.
So as you head on, you're kind of heading towards the center of town, and you're not having any luck finding anything. Like every building is either fallen or it's picked clean, or it's got useless junk inside, like the music store. It's just like it's weird because this is in the middle of nowhere, and yet it seems really thoroughly scavenged. And you get closer to the center of town, and all of a sudden, off in the distance, you notice there's a bunch of people just standing in the center of the town. There's at least 20 or 30 of them, just standing there. Nobody's moved. That's all you can make out from a distance. So Richard's in the front, so let's do a perception check for him. Rolls a 5, so it brings us up to 12. So as he peers, these people are perfectly still. And they're standing, and you can pick out all sorts of different kinds of clothing, and some of them look like they're carrying weapons, but they're all just standing perfectly still.
And what are they looking at? Are they looking at you?
They're actually looking in all sorts of different directions.
And they're in the middle of the town?
Yeah, there's like this town center, like where the crossroads, and this big town center, and they're just all around there, just still.
That's eerie.
Very eerie. You're still pretty far away from them, though.
So we can assume that they don't see us?
Well, they're not making any motion that they see you, but they're also not making any motion at all.
So,
but Richard's out front, so he's the one that spots this, and everybody else is just kind of still rummaging through dumpsters and looking in buildings.
he goes back. He tries to find Willis.
Okay. Willis is inside just what looks like to be like the remnants of a house, just picking through a bed and a dresser that has some useless clothing inside of it.
Willis. Yo, what's up? Looks like there's a bunch of people down the center of the city. 20, maybe 30. They're not moving. They're standing there. Some with guns, looking in all different directions. I don't want to engage them. There's too many. A mini army. But I do want to see more, and I don't want anyone here messing it up for me. I'm gonna go ahead. Make sure no one follows me. Oh, come on!
What does the kid do?
The kid overhears this conversation and sneaks away.
Disappears into an alleyway?
Yes, he does.
Okay, let's roll. I want you to roll a test for both Richard and for the kid.
Okay, Richard.
Rolls a 4, so that brings him up to 11. And what about the kid? Rolls a 6, that brings him up to 12. Okay.
And then Willis goes back and says, yo, and he tells everybody.
So everybody kind of readies himself?
Yeah.
Get it. All right, so he approaches it closer and closer, and once again, he's one thing he's noticing is that nobody's moving. And he gets up to just the edge of the road, and he's hiding behind a crate and seeing all these people. And he's like, oh, that is odd. And all of a sudden, he feels something beside him. And he just jumps, and it's the kid.
Kid! I told him to say, you better not mess this up. Shut your train off.
What is it? What do you see?
You can't see over the crate. He's like trying to look around the crate. And that's when you realize in closer inspection, Richard all of a sudden stands up. And I'm going to take control of your character for a second because this is exactly what he'd do. He's like, he just walks out into the town and he just pushes on one of the people and they fall over. And you realize that they're mannequins, all dressed up. So that's why they're not moving. But one thing he does notice is that in the center of that, all those mannequins, there's this weird, almost shrine-looking thing built out of scrap. And it's in the weird shape of a humanoid with his, like the arms are like this, and the head looking up slightly with the mouth open. But it's just made from all sorts of weird scrap material, like there's juice boxes stuck in places, and pieces of metal, and all that kind of stuff. Almost, it looks like a shrine. There's like candles around it, but the candles are all burnt out. You know, the wax is gone, but it's just this weird shrine. And there's like these signs all around, like just stuck in the ground, like just made out of hunks of wood, and then just scrawled on with some sort of chalk or marker or whatever it happens to be. As you get closer to it and you start to read the signs, you see like one of them that says, "They come at night." Another one says, "Hide your brains." Another one says, "The horse knows all." And then one other one says, "Reminder, find more beans." Roll a perception check for Richard. 4? Okay, that's good enough. The one thing that kind of sticks out in his mind, besides the fact that it's like hide your brains and they come out at night, which is a little concerning because it's still the daytime, you're good. It's the first thing in the morning, right? So no problem, you got plenty of time to get away from here, whatever comes out at night. But it's the horse thing that kind of draws his attention. He's like, the horse knows all. And that's when he catches out of the corner of his eye, there's a horse just outside of the center. And it's this huge, like Clydesdale horse. It's dead though. And it's just lying on its side, and there's flies buzzing around it. And it's just bloated. Like, it's where its stomach is. It's just totally bloated and huge. And this horse is, like, it would have been a big horse before it was bloated. And now it's bloated. Like, this thing is humongous. But it's just, like, just totally rotting away, but still intact. And there's all these flies around it. So what do you do?
Richard goes up to the horse.
So you walk up to the horse. I want one more perception check. 9, okay. As you get closer, all of a sudden you notice some motion in its bloated stomach. Just like this tiny bit, almost imperceptible notion, but you rolled really high, so you get to see it. This is like moving, and it's like moving towards, and you realize that on the bottom of its belly, it's just totally, there's this big, huge incision, but it's all closed off because, you know, it's just the horse is on itself. And you can see the motion kind of heading towards that incision. It's a large portion of it that's kind of moving. What do you want to do? Pull out your knives. Ready yourself?
Ready himself.
Okay.
The kid, he's going around the mannequins and he's hopping around and bink.
Just pushing them over.
Dink, dink.
And they're all just falling over.
Yeah, so he's knocking them all down.
Yeah.
And then, does the group see that?
No, they're pretty far away.
So they don't see it yet?
Yeah, they're kind of holding off because they don't want to get spotted, right? Because if they can see them, then they figure that they could be seen too. So Richard's standing there, and all of a sudden, bursting out of the horse, there's this short man. It's hard to tell. He's covered in horse gore. He just goes, "Ah!" And he's got like this little knife in his hand, but it's totally rusted away and it's covered in horse blood. He's like, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!" So what do you do? He's not charging. He's just standing there. And okay, now these guys hear that. They hear the screaming.
Okay, so Willis goes, "We're all in trouble. Let's go."
All right, so he's sprinting off.
So they all follow.
And they all, at their own pace, get there as well. So they're heading towards it. In the
Richard-
meantime, this guy's just like, looks like he's doing some sort of pose to try to scare you away. But he can't be more than like 4'9". He's a pretty short guy.
So Richard is just like,
Oh, I can't hurt my throat.
I know, that was like, there was a good 10 seconds of you just, I'm gonna wake up tonight and see that. Relax. I'm not gonna hurt you.
So you're gonna try to calm him down?
Yeah.
All right, roll a die. 3. He calms down. Anything but a fumble. And he calms down. And he's just like, who are you? What are you doing in my town? What are you doing? Didn't you see the sign? That was pretty obvious.
The tea?
Yeah, T for take off. Take off. I haven't had time to finish the rest of it, but I thought it was pretty obvious. Why are you in here? Who knocked over my friends and my family? What are you doing in my town? Knocking over all my people. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. They're gonna find me and they're gonna eat me. I gotta hide my horse. I gotta hide my. Boom. Just dives back in the horse. And then all of a sudden it's perfectly still. And the rest of your group catches up. And they are kind of all confused with the fact that there's mannequins there and not people. And then they, one by one, they realize that they're all just mannequins. And the kid's knocking over the last one.
Kid goes up, hey, there's no man in that horse. He came out, he tried to attack Richard. But he somehow calmed him down. And he's just a crazy old man. He thinks these people are real. Yeah, and he's hid inside that mutated horse. Shut up, kid! They are real!
You can hear
I'm
from
not a
inside the
kid.
horse. You can hear it from inside the horse.
He goes up to the horse
I'm not a kid!
and he
Kicks
kicks the
it.
horse.
And he pops back out. Why are you still here? Are you still here? Maybe they're not here. Are you here? Maybe they're not here. The horse would know. Hey, are they still here? I don't know. You're supposed to know.
Charles walks up.
He was very agitated. And he's not old, by the way. You can't tell how old he was by how much gore he covered in. He's probably like in his 30s or 40s. Who knows? Clearly deranged.
I have a question for you, good sir. I am wondering if there's anything in this town that we can possibly scavenge. We do not wish you any harm, and we can see that you are troubled. And judging by the severity of your insanity, something quite wrong with this town.
Oh, you want food? Or guns? Or maybe some ammo?
Food and ammo.
Food and ammo. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got food and ammo. Mm-hmm. You're not gonna get it. Well, no, maybe not. No, maybe they can. I'll horse them now. Hey, can I get some?
Okay, Betty comes over.
And he leans over the horse. He's just mimicking that he's listening to the horse talking to him. I don't know. They want to get food. I know it's dangerous. I do it sometimes too. They know. What? My stockpile? Well, sure. Let's show them. But they gotta have it. It's fine. My food. My ammo. Okay, come with me. He just takes off.
Right, they follow him.
He's not like really running. He's just more like it's kind of the brisk pace. And he heads into like an electronics store, which once again you look in and there's nothing useful in there. But he goes to the back, he pulls a rug away, and there's a hatch. And then he fumbles in his gore-soaked shorts, and he pulls out this big key, which is covered also in gore, and just he fits into the lock, opens it up, and then he drops down. You can see a ladder going down into this place. Hold on 1 second. Let me just switch over the sounds here. Do you follow him down? He just disappears down there.
Yeah, everyone goes down except for Charles.
He'll stay up there? Yeah. Oh, keep an eye out. That's what I'm doing. So you head down, and you enter. It's kind of surreal. You enter like this vault-like thing. It's not like a big vault. It's like maybe the size of 2 of these rooms. But it's like all clean and pristine. And there's even like a really nice bed right there. Doesn't look like it's been slept in for who knows how long. And there's, in the corner, you can see a powered down robot. And there's just some other consoles, and there's shelves of food. Lots of shelves of food, and you can see some ammunition piled up, and a couple guns, everything like that. And so it appears to be his stockpile what's keeping him alive. But there's lots of food there, and lots of ammo, and a clean bed, which apparently he doesn't sleep in. And there's even like a shower which also looks like it hasn't been used forever. And even when he tests it, water comes out and everything, but he just doesn't use it. But so this is a little bunker full of all this stuff. Like you can see that the floor is a little dirty because he's obviously walked in here and gotten stuff. But yeah, that's what you see in this room. Charles would be particularly interested in this room, but he doesn't see it, of course.
Yo, Richard. I'm gonna go get Charles. I think he'd like this. He might be able to use some here. So he walks back.
So this is all my food. You can't have any, but I can tell you where I got it. But you don't want to go there, because then you'll die. Well, I guess I get there sometimes, but I'm really, really sneaky. And then I get past them when they're not looking, and I get some stuff, and I get out. But it's only every once in a while, and I just hope I don't run out of food until then again.
Does he make it back to Charles?
Yeah, Charles is just right there. So Charles comes down and he's like, ooh, robot.
Ooh. Interesting. So Richard talks to the crazy guy.
We need food.
I already told you can't have any of mine. I'm not interested in sharing. It's my food. Because the more you eat, the faster I have to go back to get some more, which I do not want to do.
Tell us where it is.
No, it's not very far. It's just a little down that way near the church.
You're coming with us.
Oh, I'm not coming with you because they're awake. And when they're awake, I don't go there at all. I only go when they're asleep, which is not very often. It needs to be just right for them all to be sleeping. I'll tell you where it is, though.
This is not a request.
Well, I'm not going with you.
Then we take your food.
Well, that's not very nice. And I stab you. And then we'll see who wins.
To see you try.
You want me to try? Okay, I can't stab you, but you can't have my food. It's my food. If you take it, I die.
You don't have to fight. Just come with us.
I'm not going over there when they're awake. It's too scary. And you knocked over my family, and I gotta get them back up before they come back. So they don't come after me. And then the horse will protect me. The horse isn't over there. The horse protects all.
Horse is dead.
The horse protects all. But not you. You can't have my horse. It's my horse. You can use my shower on my bed, but don't touch my food. It's my food. You can have old joke bot over there. He's useless anyways. Doesn't work for years. So Charles obviously is very interested in this robot. You want him to check it out?
Yes.
So he goes over, and sure enough, this thing is kind of hung in a gurney. It's like this big iBot looking thing. Like it's this big circular thing with like one eye, and it's got a couple like little arms and a little jetpack, but it's not on right now, and it's just kind of hanging there by a bunch of chains. But he looks at it, and he can see a switch to turn it on if he wants to.
He turns it on.
Okay. You can walk away. All right. So he turns it on, and he hears, hello. Hello, how are you? I am Joe82.
This is the robot talking?
Yes. What did the astronaut's fiance say when he proposed in open space? I can't breathe. Would you like to hear another? Yes or
No, that's all right.
yes, selected. Why did the cookie cry? Because his mother was away for so long. Thank you. Would you like to hear another?
Okay, he switches it off.
It definitely is broken. You want to investigate it? He can make an intelligence check.
Yes.
So he's clever, so +2 to his intelligence checks. He rolls a 5. That's pretty decent. It gets up to a 7 plus his 5 or 6. So it's good enough. So he sees how he can fix it. It's missing some parts, but nothing that he can't cobble together from the parts and the terminals and stuff that are here. So he could attempt to repair it if he would like. And when he repairs it, he might be able to maybe control it a bit more, because it actually looks like it could be useful as a general utility and maybe even a bit in combat if it's reprogrammed properly. Because the iBots actually have multiple uses. For some reason, this one was programmed as a joke bot, but he realizes as he opens it up that it wasn't, that it's just that the one circuit board had broken at one time and somebody else had stuck in another circuit board, and that was from a joke bot. And so it's missing the iBot protocols, but he can kind of bypass some of that. He doesn't know if he can get past all the joke bot stuff, but he might be able to bypass it enough to make the robot useful and and useful to them.
He will try.
Want to try? Okay, make another check, another intelligence check. Just don't fumble. 7. Okay, nice and good. So it'd probably take him about half an hour to do it, but he will be able to fix it. So,
Okay.
do you want to spend that time right now with the crazy guy, or do you want to do anything else?
He will stay and fix this. And
Everybody else is just going to stand around and watch him.
Beverly looks for stuff around the room.
Well, there's stuff around the room.
He wants to pocket something.
He wants to try to pickpocket some food or some ammo.
Ammo, yeah.
Yeah? All right, so he walks up, make a check. Just don't crit it. He rolls a 7. All right.
Don't credit it.
Okay, so he pockets some ammo. Wasn't really able to look at it yet, though, so you'll have to wait till you're out of there for him to investigate it.
Okay. All right.
Oh, right. Basically, this guy's not going to let his food go, and nor does he want to go with you. But he has pointed you in the right direction of where you could find more. But obviously, there's some sort of danger over there that he has warned you about.
Okay.
So you have
So we will wait until he's done, and then we'll go to the other area.
Oh, you don't want to kill the guy and steal all his food? It'd be easier
To do what?
if you kill the guy and steal his food rather than going over to the dangerous place.
Of course that'd be easier.
Yeah.
What are we, a bunch of murderers?
Okay, so we're not going to descend to the level of raiders. All right, it's a choice you have to make. How are you going to proceed through this wasteland?
Actually, hold on.
You charged to the aid of
Hold
a
on.
caravan without even knowing who they were. So it seems like your morals wouldn't just kill a guy for food, but I can't stop you from doing whatever you want.
Madeline goes up to the guy. We don't know Madeline.
Oh, that's true.
And she says to the guy, "We're hungry. We're taking your food."
I don't think so. Unless you want to trade for better food. If you have better food, I'll trade you my food for better food. And judging by the patch on your arm, you are from a caravan, the biscuit box. Biscuits. Are so yummy. You have gravy with your biscuit box.
Step aside.
You're not having my food. You'll have to kill me first.
Willis comes up. Oh, whoa. Oh, we don't have to take man food. Oh, we can calm down here. Just drop the gun, and everything will be okay. Madeline wants the food.
Does she?
She does.
Okay. So what's she gonna do?
I'm taking the food. I'm gonna kill this guy. Betty comes over. I don't think so, Missy. This is not happening on my watch.
Madeline's got a raider streak to her.
A little bit.
She's been out for a while with the biscuit box caravan. She's seen her share of things.
I suggest you lower your rifle and calm right down.
Hey, you're role playing it. You tell me the outcome. Ah, she stands down. Okay. So a little bit of time passes.
She realizes she's outnumbered.
Yeah, there's that too, right?
She's going a little nuts. Food.
She's getting hungry. Still
hungry.
have enough
She's getting
food
a
for
little
next day,
hangry.
but you know, you're only eating just enough to get by. Now, you can see some yummy food on the shelf there. You can see like a can of Spam,
That being said, Beverly goes over to the
Twinkies.
shelf.
There's actually a little bag of Twinkies.
He sees the Twinkies. He tries to pocket it.
Okay, it's going to be -2 because Twinkies are crinkly. 2. Uh-oh, he fails.
Oh.
Hey, what are you doing?
I was just trying to see what that was. I've never seen that before.
Come on! Everybody!
If I was trying to take this, I would have taken
Before I
it.
stab you! Everybody out! He's getting really agitated now. You actually are starting to get concerned that he might just start randomly stabbing people.
How far along is Charles?
He's done. It's pretty much done. Like, boots it up, all of a sudden. Hello! I am JokeBot82. Would you like to hear a joke?
Can he control it?
Why are ghosts banned from the liquor store? Because they would steal all the booze. Ha, 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 ha. Would you like to hear another joke? Yes or no?
He puts it to mute.
There is no mute. You have to voice command. Yes
Follow
or
me
no?
and follow me.
I will follow you. And how much does a skeleton weigh?
I will try to close my ears here.
A skeleton!
I see this will be an endless
Would you like to
ride.
hear another joke? Yes or no?
Does he know of any way to shut this up?
Just say no.
No, I don't want to hear it.
Okay. Ooh, that's a good one. It just floats around.
What are the parameters of this thing? What can it do? What does Charles know?
Well, from investigating, he can program it to basically protect them. He sees that there's some sort of equipment inside of it, but he wasn't able to get totally inside of it with the roll that he made. So he's not sure what it's armed with, but it can be programmed for combat.
Eyebot, make sure this crazy man doesn't stab us with the knives.
I am Jokebot82.
Jokebot82, make sure this man doesn't stab us as we walk out of his bunker.
Will do, sir. Would you like to hear a joke while I do that?
No, and follow behind us.
Okay. It turns around. The eye goes and turns around and follows behind you. And then it looks over at Madeline. Would you like to hear a joke?
No.
Fine. And off you go. So you head off out of the bunker with the little bot behind you, just kind of trailing along. 2 new party members in one day. Not bad. Well, actually, it was like 4 days, but who's counting? And you head over to the west of town. Would you like to have Richard go ahead and scout?
Yes.
Okay, roll. 3. So I get some 10. All right, that's enough. I'm going to get basic information. Sure enough, as he goes forward, the claw marks that you saw earlier, there's more of them as you head this direction. And he recognizes them as rad zombie claw marks.
Okay.
So what you're probably dealing with, what he's referring to, putting all the pieces together, are rad zombies. And sure enough, as he gets closer, he can start to see the bodies lying everywhere.
The zombie bodies?
It's hard to tell. There's just bodies. Some of them are going to be just dead bodies. Some of them are going to be zombie bodies. But essentially, you guys are now creeping into the part of town where a fight can happen. So we will switch over to a battle report, which you can follow in the link below. Go and watch the battle report to see how Dave's crew makes out and trying to scavenge for some food before they die.